So I want to hand you over to something that is that shows and demonstrates our diversity here at Liberty. This is Josh Wolf. Josh Wolf is a Hare Krishna. This movement is not just about one demographic, it's about all demographics. All Kiwis of all representations are here, even Josh from the Hare Krishnas. Thanks, Josh.
My dear brothers and sisters, millions of years ago, in a previous civilizational age, the Vedas tell the story of a young boy named Prahlad, who was born into a royal family in another planetary system. His father was the great King Hiranyakashipu, and at the time, King Hiranyakashipu was engaged in the conquest of other planetary systems. King Hiranyakashipu called his generals to him, and when they assembled, he said, "Go to the surface of the earth and stop all religious practice there, any form of worship, and in this way we will be able to conquer the earth." And so his generals went forth to the surface of the earth and they began that process. Now, as the young boy Prahlad grew up, he went into the schooling system, and they began to teach him in the royal subjects of managing the kingdom, conquering other kingdoms, diplomacy, politics, logic, and also in the demonic technologies that were in use on that planetary system. Now, one day Hiranyakashipu called his son Prahlad to him when Prahlad was about 5 years old. And Prahlad came and Hiranyakashipu said to him, "Tell me, my son, what are you learning in your school?" And Prahlad said to him, "I have learned that this entire cosmic manifestation comes from the Supreme Person, and therefore it belongs to the Supreme Person, and therefore we should use it to worship the Supreme Person." And Hiranyakashipu said, "What the heck are they teaching you in this school?" So he sent for his teachers. They came and he said, "What are you teaching my son?" And these teachers said, "We didn't teach him any of this. We're teaching him the normal things you wanted us to. We don't know where he got this idea from. And it's even worse than this, Your Majesty. He's teaching it to the other kids. He's telling them that there is the Supreme Person, that everything comes from the Supreme Person, and they should worship the Supreme Person." So Hiranyakashipu said to them, "Listen, you have to teach my son to be a demonic ruler, and if you can't do that, you need to kill him." So the teachers, they could not turn Prahlad from his conviction, so they tried to kill him. They injected him with poison, they threw him into a pit of snakes, they threw him into a fire, but he did not die. So they went back to the king and they said, "We've tried everything, we cannot turn him. He continues to teach the other children this, and we cannot kill him." So Hiranyakashipu summoned his son again to him and he said, "Will you give up this ridiculous notion that there is a Supreme Person?" And Prahlad said, "No, I will not." And Hiranyakashipu said, "There is no Supreme Person. It is a fantasy. I am the Supreme Person. I am the king. I am the ruler. I am about to conquer the earth planet." Prahlad said, "No, the Supreme Person is the creator of this entire cosmic manifestation." And Hiranyakashipu said, "Nonsense! Where is this Supreme Person?" And Prahlad said, "He is everywhere, my dear father. He is all around us, and he is even in your heart." And Hiranyakashipu became enraged, and he said, "Is he in this pillar?" And Prahlad said, "Yes, he is everywhere." So Hiranyakashipu leapt up from his throne, and he hit that pillar with such force that it shattered into 1,000 pieces. And then he turned to kill his son Prahlad. And in that moment, from the dust and the rubble of the pillars appeared a ferocious form of a half man, half lion. The Supreme Personality of Godhead took this personal form. He emerged from the smoke and he grabbed Hiranyakashipu, sat down on that throne, and then ripped Hiranyakashipu into 2 pieces, killing him. And in this way, the Prince Prahlad became King Prahlad, and he recalled his armies from the earth planet, and then the people of this planet were able once again to practice religion with no impediments. This is a history from millions of years ago of the greater cosmic system that the earth is part of. And they will not teach you about this in the school. There are two key lessons from this story of Prahlad Maharaj. The first is that one single person, even a child, can turn the tide and save this planet by remaining fixed in their conviction and their devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The second key lesson from this is that for such a devotee who is fixed in their religious practice, in their devotion, in their conviction that this world comes from the Supreme Person and belongs to the Supreme Person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally protects that devotee in any circumstance of life. So brothers and sisters, I say to you, do not be afraid. Have no fear. This life is temporary and we will all die. That is for certain. But everyone lives forever somewhere. And the actions that we perform in this life, although they are temporary, they have echoes in eternity. I love you, and I want you to know that there is no fate but what we make. Hare Krishna. Much love. Thanks, brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Josh. Thank you very, very much. All right, folks, I want to be mindful of